Hey, I'm Michelle, an interior designer dedicated to helping you create the home of your dreams. Welcome to my series, Hillside Farmhouse. In today's episode, we finally have progress to show you. I'm going to tell you where I'm at from a design standpoint and give you my 3 tips to give you the most value, function, and aesthetic for your new build. In last week's episode, we talked about the day that we broke ground. Check it out in case you missed it. Before we get started, like this video and hit the subscribe button to follow me here. You won't want to miss an episode. My first tip is to have a detailed plan and design aesthetic before you break ground to avoid any costly mistakes in the field. The inspiration for this house was largely Napa-based. Think Northern California, tranquil colors, lots of texture. We wanted to bring some natural stone onto the front of the house and putting that right here on this facade, and then also adding to that curb appeal with a long winding driveway coming up to the house. Before your drywall is up, you want to make sure that you have a detailed plan for pre-wiring. Think about where you want to have outdoor speakers, any surveillance cameras, or lighting. That way you're saving on the front end and not having to retrofit it after the fact. My second tip is to prepare for decision fatigue by hiring an interior designer. We speak the builder's language and are able to keep you on a budget and on a time frame to free you up to make the important decisions that overall impact the design. Another important decision is the windows. We wanted a walkout basement with a lot of light down here. So what we did was we brought these windows here, and they were previously on the back side of the garage. We thought that we wouldn't use those for any type of view out the back of the garage. So we reused them down here to bring in much more natural light. So instead of purchasing additional windows, we were able to reuse the windows that were going to be on the back of the garage and brought them down here to stay within a budget and a timeline that was perfect for our build. My third tip is to visualize your home early and often and define your must-haves with your builder or general contractor. Part of growing into the land in your property is to provide for future expansion. When doing so, you want to think about the setbacks on your property, where your well and septic is located, just in case you want to have a future pool or hot tub. You want to make sure you have all of those planned in advance and you're thinking about that for that future expansion. Another thing to think about with future expansion is your utilities. In our particular situation, we upgraded from a 200 to a 400 amp service to have enough amperage for outbuildings, and then also potentially finishing off this basement in the next couple years. Just another tip to think about on the front end, it's much easier to do now when you're building as opposed to retrofitting it afterward. Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope you learned a lot from the tips we covered today. In summary, you want to have a detailed plan and aesthetic for the design of your new home. Prepare yourself for decision fatigue by hiring a designer, and visualize your home early and often. Join me next time where we pop inside and take a tour of the house. Remember to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes of Hillside Farmhouse.